Today, let's discuss an interesting topic: how to recognize sexual signals from women. Traditionally, women are often seen as the passive party when it comes to sex, which has led some men to mistakenly believe that women lack desire. However, in reality, everyone has moments when their desire is particularly strong, and women are no exception. Although many women are more reserved and won't express themselves directly, they will convey their needs to you through subtle signals. Understanding these signals is crucial for fostering harmony and intimacy in a relationship. First, let's talk about women's desires when it comes to sex. Sexual activity is not just a man's need. Women also have strong sexual desires. A woman's sex drive is also influenced by various factors such as her menstrual cycle, psychological state, and emotional relationships. At certain times, such as during ovulation, a woman's sexual desire may reach its peak. During these periods, her longing for intimacy becomes stronger, and she is more likely to communicate her needs to her partner through certain signals. Next, let's analyze the sexual signals that women send out. First of all, when a woman chooses to drink with you alone and lets you carry her back, there is a lot of meaning behind this. For example, when a woman has a meal with you alone and deliberately orders a bottle of red wine to toast you, this seemingly casual detail is actually something men should pay special attention to. As long as you are sure that this woman has good character and isn't trying to scam you for drinks, it's very likely that she is sending you a clear signal. At this point, the man can confidently drink with her, but he should try to drink less himself and instead encourage her to drink more. When you've both had enough to drink, accompany her for a walk and chat along the way. At night, there's no need to take her home. You can take her directly to a hotel. Men who don't understand these hints might end up being resented by women in their hearts. Secondly, when a woman is alone with you in a room and keeps moving closer to you, this is also an important signal. In today's world, the very fact that a woman is willing to be alone in a room with you is already highly suggestive. You should know that in the past, no matter what happened between you, as long as two people were alone in a room, a woman's reputation could easily be misunderstood by others, and she wouldn't be able to clear her name no matter what she did. But in this relatively open era, when a woman chooses to be alone with you, it's often with a very clear purpose. She keeps moving closer to you, to the point where you can almost feel her breath and the quickening of her heartbeat. At this moment, a man absolutely shouldn't miss such a golden opportunity. Furthermore, when a woman is willing to let you spend her birthday with her alone and feels touched by it, this is also a moment worth paying attention to. Women are, for the most part, very emotional beings. They might end up crying their eyes out just from watching a TV drama. Any man who has ever spent a birthday with a woman knows that as long as you prepare a gift in advance, invite her out for a meal, and then surprise her with the gift at just the right moment, giving her an unexpected delight, she will be so moved that she will definitely give you a chance. Experienced men all know that this method never fails. As long as a woman is willing to tell you her birthday, that's actually a hidden signal. It means she hopes you'll surprise her on her birthday. Besides these more obvious signs, there are also some subtler signals that are worth your attention. For example, when a woman's breathing becomes heavy, that's a signal that can't be faked. If her breathing becomes urgent and rapid and her heartbeat speeds up, it means she really wants it at that moment. Also, when a woman wears something very sexy, like sheer revealing lingerie or a lace bra, and deliberately shows off her sexy underwear in front of you, it means she wants to be your private striptease dancer. This is an outward expression of her inner desire. In addition, when a woman's eyes become big and bright, full of sexiness and charm, that's also an important signal. People often use words like big and bright to describe a woman's sensuality, and there's a reason for that. Because when a woman is aroused, her pupils unconsciously dilate. This means her body is ready to receive more stimulation, so the brain tells the iris to expand and let more light into the eyes. This is also one of the reasons why colored contact lenses can make women appear even more attractive. When a woman initiates a hug, that's also a signal that shouldn't be ignored. A hug is the simplest yet most intimate form of physical contact. When a woman wants to be affectionate, she will actively seek a hug and move closer to her partner. If she lies in your arms and acts coy with her words, it means she's waiting for you to take things further. Finally, when a woman blinks more frequently, that can also be a signal. When the level of female hormones in her body rises and she wants to attract the attention of the opposite sex, her average number of blinks per hour increases by 32% compared to usual. This is especially true in front of men who appear very masculine. Some of her behaviors are often meant to catch his attention and interest. In short, understanding and recognizing the sexual signals women send is crucial for fostering harmony and intimacy in relationships between men and women. Men should be sensitive to these signals in order to better meet women's needs, and at the same time, both partners can experience greater satisfaction and pleasure in their sex life. However, it is important to emphasize that, in any situation, both parties' satisfaction and a sense of full respect must always be ensured. Sexual activity should be based on mutual understanding and consent in order to establish a healthy and harmonious view of relationships between men and women. In the process of interacting with women, men should learn to observe and listen, paying attention to women's words, actions, and body language so as to promptly pick up on the signals they send. At the same time, men should also respect women's feelings and wishes and never force or pressure them into doing anything they are unwilling to do. Through good communication and mutual understanding, both parties can better meet each other's needs and establish a healthy, stable, and happy perspective on relationships. In addition, women should also learn to express their own needs and feelings and not be overly reserved or introverted. At the right time, they can use subtle signals to communicate their sexual needs to their partner, allowing their partner to better understand and satisfy them. At the same time, women should also pay attention to their partner's feelings and needs, giving them enough care and support to create a wonderful relationship together. In this relatively open era, relationships between men and women have become more equal and free. Both men and women should abandon traditional gender role concepts and approach each other with an open, inclusive, and equal mindset. Only in this way can true harmony and happiness in relationships be achieved. Alright, that's all for today's sharing. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.